I want to read an article out of the Jewish Encyclopedia. This is called Agent Shliach. The main point of the Jewish law of agency is expressed in the dictum, a person's agent is regarded as the person himself. That's from, we have several quotes from the Talmud. Therefore, any act committed by a duly appointed agent is regarded as having been committed by the principal, who therefore bears full responsibility for it with consequence, so forth. Now, an agent was given as much power, he was allowed to work as much power as was given to him. In the scriptures, it tells us over and over that all power was given to Yeshua. He is the agent. He is the Messiah. He is in every way that he comes, he acts in the name of Hashem. And I think that's the context for what we have here.
Anything to add to that?
Yes, back to the point about worship. David was worshipped alongside with God. Same word, proskuneo. I'm using modern Greek pronunciation, not mispronouncing the Greek. Worship was given to David, please note in the text that my colleague read. That's very important. There is a Greek word, latrevo, to do religious service to someone, which is not used of Jesus in the New Testament. That's significant. But again, the question is begged all the time. If God ordains that his immortalized Son, as lamb, as sinless lamb, human being, is to be worshipped and praised, so be it. I would suggest it's the devil, you see, who's not keen on man being elevated to that sort of height. But if the text says that Jesus is praised, then I would accept that.
Thank you very much. A final rebuttal, 90 seconds.
Yeah, Scripture is so clear over and over and over that man is not exalted to the place of God and that no flesh glories in his presence, and yet these gentlemen are telling us that a flesh creature will receive the glory that is only due to God. That's a heretical, dangerous position. Not only so, Jesus is worshipped because of his actual nature. The demon said, we know who you are, the Holy One of God. And sacrifices were not offered to a man, they were only offered to God. Distinctions were made. Yes, here the same praise that goes to God goes to the Lamb.
And not only that, but we need to recognize in the book of Revelation that when John tried to bow down and give proskuneo, worship the angel, in a religious context, the angel said, do not do that, worship only God. The worship Jesus receives is not merely that which you would bow down before an earthly leader. It is always in the context of religious worship, which is reserved to God alone. And once again, the identity of Jesus as Yahweh on the part of the New Testament writers that is intimately connected with this worship demonstrates that the Old Testament prohibition against the worship of anything in the religious context but Yahweh himself would be very important at this point as well.
And that's why the Scriptures emphasize that Jesus, John 13, came from God, was returning to God. John 6, that he came down from heaven. We worship him because he is the exalted eternal Son, not simply because of some non-existent text somewhere that says God appointed a man to receive the worship and adoration and service only due to God.